We'd like to welcome everybody to Outside the Games. Thank you so much for coming into our program. This program is about student athletes, and we have one here. This is Duece Alailefaleula, and he is a class of 2026 uh, offensive player, defensive player in the trenches, and he goes to Bartlett High School. His cumulative GPA is 3.68. Duece, welcome to Outside the Games. It's nice to have you from Anchorage, Alaska.
Hello, hello. How's it going?
Good, good. Nice to have you. Glad you came in. We're going to talk some things. We're first going to start off with family. How would you define family and why?
My family's everything to me, and like I take family like to heart because in our culture, family comes first, and everyone's like important in their different ways.
There you go. And within that family, because again, that is the foundation, and then you have your parents, and they play such a huge role in your life because they do so many different things. Take your mom, for example. What are some things she does to you to help you be the best student athlete?
My mom, she's important. She's the head of the family. She does like all the work that's in the background that no one sees, like scheduling and all that for me. And my dad, he does like all the role. He's the alpha. He gives me advice about life, football, and like all the things you can think of.
And you have some siblings, right? You have a sister and a brother. How what?
Yeah.
There's probably a little bit of, hey, who gets the bathroom first? Who gets in the fridge? Hey, did you eat my cake? There's some things that sometimes happen within the family. But what do those siblings mean to you?
Used to be, but my brother's gone right now. He's in college.
There we go. So you got just you and
And
sis.
I yeah. Well, I have one brother. His name's Nico Alailefaleula. He attends at the University of Southern Utah for football. And I have a younger sister named Malaya. She's in seventh grade. She's a student athlete too.
Oh, there we go. Rolling them. That's how you do it with that family, right?
Yep.
Taking a look at uh, Bartlett High School in Anchorage, Alaska. First and foremost, how is Anchorage, Alaska? I mean, I know you'd mentioned, we kind of talked offline a little bit about how the seasons are different and it gets darker quicker and sooner. There's just a lot of different pieces to the aspect of just the time zone of Alaska. Take me through what it's like living there.
Uh, Anchorage is a small town, and like Bartlett is like the second diverse school in the nation. And like, well, our Bartlett community is like we're like one big family. Everyone knows each other. We get along with each other, and like all the teachers, kids, they get along. So everyone knows each other.
And
And there's a lot of history behind Bartlett High School.
okay. And speaking about academics, because we're going to talk about that, you have a 3.68 cumulative GPA. Obviously, academics, what do they mean at Bartlett? I mean, is there academic counselors and advisors that help shape you to direct you where you should go? Because obviously, the next goal is college. So, how do they help you in being a good student athlete?
Yeah, we have a lot of counselors at Bartlett High School that helps students with schooling and scheduling. And my counselor, Miss Elliott, thank her for getting me all these classes and pouring things I could get through school.
Nice. And with that, what are some tools that you use, Duece, to help you be a better student? Because let's be clear, you have to time manage a lot. I mean, when it comes to practice and family time and homework and studying and assignments, just in training. I mean, just being the best you can be in the sport and then off the field. How do you do this? I mean, what are some tools you use to help you be the best you can be there?
You have to schedule a good routine to make everything organized. Like my parents made a calendar for me so I can stay organized throughout school and sports. So that helps me like get my homework, schoolwork, sports, workouts, all the things to keep me organized.
Now, we all have phones, right? Now, phones
Yeah.
can be a little bit of a distraction. We all know, we all want to check social media and all that fun stuff. Your friends that text you or whatever. But phones can also be positive too, because do you use phones for alarms and setting things in your calendar, and do you use that as a tool?
Oh yeah, I mostly use alarms to give me wake up for school, all that, and practice times. And I have a calendar that gives me a notifications that tells me like, oh, you need to do this on this day. It's like a reminder.
What has been for you, and again, because we peel back the layers here a little bit outside the games, what it seems to be a level of challenge for you when it comes to academics? Because every student's different, right? When you talk about, hey, the level of how they go about their classes, studying for their classes, what's a challenge for you when it comes to academics that you can improve on and get better at?
Oh well, in my schooling, I need to prove on reading and writing. So I have teachers that help me throughout that process through school. And like sometimes out of school, I ask them for help, and they'll help me with my assignments.
There you go. Yeah, and I think the thing is with Anchorage, Alaska, um, there's some rival schools in there, right? I mean, there's some other schools that you have friends in other schools, and I'm sure because it is a small town. You mentioned that small place. What do you know that as far as you as a student athlete, what are some things that can help improve your scholastics? Like, what are some things you can do to kind of help with getting better at, say, reading or writing? What are some things that you need to do there?
I need to apply myself and dedicate myself to what I need to work on, so I can get better at that.
There you go. It's all about getting better, right? On and off the field. Well, let's talk about uh, this piece of it, mentorship. Now, mentors are huge. They play a big role in a student athlete's life. It could be parents, it could be coaches, but take me through, who are Duece's mentors?
My mentors in my life is like my uncle June, my mom, my parents, and my school counselors, Miss Annette, and my football coaches.
And do you think it's important for student athletes to establish those mentors and really work with them? You think that's important?
Yeah, it takes a village to help me and help each other what they need to work on. So like the mentors, they keep you in check. They remind you things that you need to do, and like they tell you like things. Oh yeah, keep you in check.
Oh yeah, you need that, and sometimes you need that to get better. And you did mention that earlier. Getting better is part of that road, and those stops you have to make in order to improve and make improvements. So, take me through as far as how important do you all get a study hall, or do you get time to where you can apply yourself to some of these classes to try to get the help that you need and support at Bartlett?
Yeah, in our football program, they take academics serious. So like we have a study hall for after school. It's where like all the kids go in the classroom. If you need help with work, they have like mentors and teachers to help you uh during the process of your assignments. So like our football coach, he's a math teacher. So if you need help with math, they help you with math. Teachers with English, they help you with that.
It's always good to have a coach that's a teacher. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
They see you as a coach, but then they're a teacher too, to help and make sure that you get through the class and that you're learning something. So that's good. Well, I tell you, we're here with Duece Alailefaleula, and we'll be right back.
Raised in the jungle, struggle, still I survive. Came from the rubble, so you know my stars align. For me to be on top of the world before my demise, I put it all in my mind, whatever I want is mine.
The process and believe. If I use my mind, then I'll achieve. I'm gonna be.
I'm Devontae Smith. How do you see you?
Well, like to welcome everybody to Outside the Games. Back in, we are talking to Duece Alailefaleula. And he is a offensive on the offensive line in the trenches, a nose guard, and also a defensive lineman. He also plays in many different roles and positions. We'll get into that a little bit, but hey, GPA 3.8, 3.68. Duece, I mentioned that, you know, there are other positions they try to have you play on the field. Can you take me through what some of those other positions are besides just the trenches?
Okay. Some of the positions that they try to put me at was like fullback, halfback, a tight end, and Mike Backer. All those like main positions that are like important to the defense and offense.
I even saw you punt.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm on special teams. I'm the kicker, punter, and the front line for the kick return.
I mean, you use the word utility in the beginning of this interview in a sense of just saying, hey, I'm a utility player. I can play in all areas of it. But there's something about the trenches, offensive and defensive line. What is it about those trenches that you like? Let's take the offensive side of the ball. The schemes you run, and what is it like to be an offensive lineman? You pull left, pull right, schemes.
For our offense, we run a wing T, so we do a lot of pulling and run block. So our O line, we have to be physical and very mobile. So we need to move around, find blocks, all those things. But the thing I like about offensive line in the trenches that you need to be physical. Offensive line and defensive line win games. You know, that's what coaches say. You have to be physical.
Two things, I think. One is you watch his film, he finishes blocks to the whistle and really against the opponent. He's not playing around. The other aspect of it, though, is the thing of footwork. I mean, you got to have good footwork. I think just in the trenches in general, especially on the offensive side of the ball, footwork and timing is everything. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, sir. I dedicate all my training to my uncle Ulu and my dad, because like in summer and winters that we take that serious off season workouts. Like we take that serious, prepare ourselves for the next season. So by the time we get into football, or we're already ready, we're in shape, we're in condition. So I take that serious.
Now, when we speak on the defensive side of the ball, there's also some schemes that you have to run defensively. But take me through what those schemes are, and what do you look for in the way the offensive line sets up, and what you can do to kind of get penetration.
When I'm on the defensive side, I read the running backs and the quarterback. Wherever side the running back lines up, that's the way I go. I'm the strong man, so I'm a two-gap player for nose guard. So I contain the middle, and I read run and pass.
There's nothing like getting to the quarterback in some way, some fashion, right?
Yeah.
What do you notice on the? I mean, are there some things that you look at on the offensive side of the ball when you're facing your opponent? Say the quarterback. Is there certain reads you look at and how he's either his position and where he's looking? What take me through, and even the offensive linemen, where their eyes are at, their feet. Does it get that technical, Duece?
Oh yeah, it's about hips and feet. Wherever their feet shows, that's where they're gonna go. So you have to read their feet, hips, and eyes. What I like to do, I like to look them in the eyes, like intimidate them, so they get scared or like they mess up their block, they miss their block. So that's what I like to do.
What is one of your favorite defensive lineman techniques? Everybody's had, there's a swim move, there's the upper arm, moving the arms, the arm up really to cause division and separation. Take me through with what one of your favorite moves are.
My favorite move is I like the long arm, the bull rush, and like the cross chop. That's why I usually get my moves in. Hey, shout out to Nico Tracy for that.
Hey, we'll talk about that in just a second. So looking at the training, obviously on the offensive side of the ball, and again, there's 7-on-7 football, but for linemen, it's 5-on-5. And so for you,
Yeah.
not to say that Duece can't catch it out of the backfield on the offense, okay? Let's not get it twisted. But speaking of the trenches, Nico trenches in the training aspect, how have they helped you? And what was that experience like?
Oh, that experience out there was amazing. That was my first time going to like an all lineman camp out in California. So I took myself to the next level to get more training to improve my game. So when I went out there, they prepared me through like handwork, footworks, and all that.
Duce, the competition had to be crazy because you're in a hotbed in California in recruiting. A lot of talent in that area. Take me through with what the talent was like with that you faced.
Oh, the talent was good out there. You know, I had to hold my ground from kid from Alaska that, oh, this kid's not going to be good. Ooh. And then when I went out there, oh, they were shocked because like, oh, a Polynesian kid came to this camp and he done good.
He showed out. He showed out. He did his
Yeah.
job. He was showing a little something. That's great. As far as your coaches, let's talk about your coaches and, on the offensive side and defensive side, what do those coaches mean for you as far as to make you the best player you can be? And, even off the field, they have I'm sure, some great knowledge when it comes to that too. But we'll speak on the field in football. How do those coaches get the best out of you?
All my coaches are good. You know, like our head coach, Coach Masuoka, he teaches like us like technique, footwork, all that. Our offensive line, defensive line coach, he's like physical. We like do hands on. We do like hand moves, footwork, all those things to make ourselves improve in the game.
Nothing like that. Nothing like the techniques that you learn from, especially from coaches, play such an important role in your life as far as being a student athlete, and especially the athlete part of this, the side of things when it comes to football. Let's take a look at Bartlett High School. Take me through that team. What's that experience been like? And again, you're class of 2026. So again, and the hours play a part as far as hours of day, how many games. There's a lot of take outside the games through that whole experience, what it is for football there at Bartlett.
At Bartlett High School, we have a lot of history through the football season. And like what I said, like our seasons are kind of short. We only have 8 regular season games and then playoffs and championship. So like, and it's hard playing through the football season because we don't get as much games as other states. And then like, so we have to make our film, make ourselves better so we can get noticed faster.
Some words that I'm thinking of right now, you got to make the most of that effort. You got to make the most of what
Yeah.
you are given to take advantage of that. I mean, if it's a shortened season, there's no time. Some high schools will have maybe a little bit of a long, maybe 4 extra games, kind of. But
Yeah.
for you, it's the motor's got to keep running, green light always, right?
Yeah, it's like you have to manage your time. You know, you can mess around here and there, but like when we come to practice the games, you have to take it serious, fast pace, and like you have to like work as a team so we can like win games. And you have to be hungry. You have to be hungry to play football. Football is a physical sport.
And with the physicality, what have the coaches taught you with regards to being bigger, faster, stronger? Because obviously they're prepping you for the next level. So what are some things you're doing in the weight room to get you stronger, faster, and getting some speed?
Oh, in our football program that we have a 6 period where like if you're like in football or any sports, we have that class so we can like work out and get stronger and better. So like our football team, like we take the weight room very serious and like yeah. And then like me, I work out with my dad and my brothers like on my own time so I can be ahead of the class and ahead of the other kids in the on the team.
What is it like with your teammates, on the offensive side of the ball when you say you're trying to block for your quarterback? What do those teammates mean to you on the offensive side of the ball?
Our teammates, they're like brothers to me. So like if we have one thing to say, oh, that's what we want to do. So we have to execute together. We're like one piece.
And on the defensive side of the ball, obviously there's a goal to get to the quarterback, frustrate the offense. get the ball back for your offense to score some points. So, what are your teammates on the defensive side of the ball mean to you? You got the secondary, the backers, you got the first tier, second tier, third tier. So, how are they for you?
Oh, they're good. We need to execute. We have to get that quarterback, running back. We need to get that ball so our offense can score. So like here and there, like we make a good play, we get hype, we celebrate as a team, and then after that we go straight to the offense and we try to score.
Is there any motivation that the defense does? You hear the little the chains that are given, a tire I've seen for defenses when they get a turnover. Is there a turnover chain over there at Bartlett?
Oh no, we got a B Town chain. It's like a metal chain that has a big beard. Like you make a big play, like a turnover or like touchdown. That's
Love
what
it.
we get.
That's awesome. I love it. Um, Thinking about, you'd mentioned that the team is kind of struggling right now. What are some things that the team can do to improve? I mean, you mentioned execute on both offensive and defensive side of the ball, but is there more involved with some of the play of individual? I mean, obviously it's a thing of where, hey, you got to maximize the effort. You got to maximize what we have, improve every day, get better in practice. I mean, are those some ingredients to how you all can be better as a football team?
Yeah, you need to take practice serious. How you practice is how you're going to play on the field. So like when you practice, you have to go 100%. So like, I want to get better so we can win some games. So like you need to execute assignments and technique so we can win some games.
So right now, being that the team, like you said, it is struggling, what is the ultimate goal that your team and coaches have talked about this year to make it a special year or an improvement year?
We are like we're on one block away team. So like if one person mess up or like a flag, everyone gets down. So I'm the teammate and my other teammates like we try to bring them up so we can execute and like get some touchdowns or turnovers and bring that energy back up so we don't feel left down and make more bad plays.
I tell you, Duece, we watched film on you. Your motor is incredible. And I know that basically, it seems to me you're a motivator of example. So in other words, what I mean by that is you motivate others by how you play. And you may, when you're making a great play or you're getting to the quarterback, making a sack, you make it known that, hey, teammates, get behind me. Let's go. Isn't that how you view it?
Yeah, I'm out there having fun with my team. We try to make plays at the same time. Like we're out there trying to win. So we celebrate with your team, make a good play, and we go back for the next play, execute.
So what are some things that you can do individually on the Bartlett team, football team in Anchorage, Alaska? How can you get better? What are some things that you know that you can get better in your game?
Well, I need proven in my game is like uh executing with the team. So like don't do my own thing. Well, we're like one team, like I said, we're like one piece. So when everyone does their job, we make good plays.
Are
And
you are you the
we have
type of are you the type of player that watches film?
oh yeah, I watch film on my own time, even at school.
How do you break down film? I want to know, Duece.
Or how I break down film is like, well, my uncle be teaching me like on defensive sides, like what they run on the first play and like what they do for third down. Cause like up here, like third downs is like a points because like they try to get the first down. So I watch for the play or what they run. So and I break it down play by play and I check the formations and how many times they run the formation on this down in my notebook.
Ah, there you go. And there's certain, obviously, to each team you face, the coaches get you ready. So they're looking. I already know the coaches are watching film on the other team to get you all prepped and ready to go. What has been the most insightful thing that your coaches have shared with you to get you prepped for the game for the next week? What have they shared with you?
We a lot of film. They take notes about the type of offense and defense they run. Like up here, there's like a lot of spread teams, and like there's like a couple teams that run heavy like us. So like when we do, we know what they're going to run. So we need to execute on that, and then we'll make our plays.
There you go. There you go. Well, I tell you, there's got to be a goal. If you had to describe this season in one word, what would, I know it's maybe a little bit hard to think of, take your time, but what's one word that you want, how you can describe this season that you want it to be?
I want this season to be like the season that makes the upset. It's like in our bracket, we're like one of the lowest teams, so I want to make it to the top so I can prove these people wrong that, oh, Bartlett's a powerhouse again. So we're gonna make this team and win and try to make it to the top.
So, in other words, you're wanting to make a statement. Well, I tell you, we're here with Duece Alailefaleula. He is a class of 2026 out of Bartlett High School in Anchorage, Alaska. Plays on the offensive side and defensive side of the ball, in the trenches, folks, in the trenches, where I tell you, that's where the football starts to me, and I know to others. So he does not play around, and he's really focused this year to improve and get better, especially have improve as far as his team, help his teammates, help the coaches, and also be a great student off the field. Well, Duece, I thank you so much for coming into our program here at Outside the Games. It's been fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you bet, and be on the watch out. Take a look at this film. I tell you this again. I do want to ask one little question though. Do you feel disrespected being that you're in Alaska? It's not a big hotbed. There's Texas, there's California, there's the South. Take me through how you feel that, because maybe that's not the first destination spot for college coaches, is to come to Alaska. You feel disrespected a little bit?
No, I just feel like we're overlooked. Like we're Alaska. Oh, I don't think they have football, but we're tough. There's like hidden gems in Alaska. There's a lot of people that have a lot of talent. They're good at school. So like up here, they take football serious. They want to make it out like how I'm trying to do, trying to make it out for the family and like so they can have a big name too.
How could you not love Duece already? Come on now. All right. Well, we appreciate you, Duece. Take care out there in Anchorage, Alaska. We'll be watching. We appreciate again you coming onto our show.
Thank you.
I'm Melissa DeCaros, and you're watching Outside the Games with your host, Kevin Menton.